Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. Today we have someone who wants to share a very important story with us, but before we proceed, please take a second to support the channel by clicking on the subscribe button. That will mean a lot to us. Please also remember to leave a thumbs up. Thank you for your support. Back to the main reason why we are here now. Here with us, we have Mrs. Rose, who is here to share the story of how a house help infected her whole family with HIV. Please watch and listen to her story diligently, because this will serve as a warning and lesson for us to be careful. Hi everyone, my name is Rose, and I am here to share a story of what happened in my life. I hope that this story helps someone not to be a victim. I am married with 3 kids. Years ago my husband and I decided to get a house help because our kids were under the age of 7 and I was a working mom. We barely had time for our kids and had no relatives around. Working and trying to raise the kids was so hard, so we employed a help to help take care of the kids while we are away. Her name was Diane. At that time, she was 23 years old. She was a really nice and hardworking lady. She did her job so diligently. My kids loved her and so did every other person around. After some months I was very comfortable leaving them alone with her because they were fond of her and felt safe. My husband and I even had to increase her pay on a regular basis because she was really good at her job and we didn't want to lose her. All these while we didn't know that we had a devil under our own roof. 2 years after having her with us, our kids were always falling sick, and because of our tight schedule we would always give her some money to take the kids to the hospital herself. And each time she will say it's nothing serious, that the kids were reacting to an allergy, and we always believed her. One day, a Sunday to be precise, I was home and my second child started stooling uncontrollably and our house help had gone to run some errands, so I had to rush her to the hospital myself. When we got to the hospital, some tests were conducted and it was confirmed that my 4-year-old had HIV. Now the question is, how did she contract the virus? We were confused and devastated at that point. So at this point the doctor said I needed to be tested because one way kids get the disease is through birth. So I got tested too and my result came out positive. I was shattered and angry because I felt my husband must have infected me with the virus. Instantly I called my husband to come to the hospital immediately with the other kids, which he did. The test was conducted on my other kids and husband, and everyone tested positive to the virus. At this point it was like the end had come. I wept badly, especially for my kids. I blamed my husband because that was the only thing I could think of. But he swore that it wasn't his fault, and I believed him because he never gave me a reason to think he was cheating ever since I knew him. Now the big question was, how did we get the virus? So the doctor asked if there was anyone else living with us, so that the person can be tested too and we would all be placed on RV. We told him about our house help and she was invited. We called and asked her to come to the hospital. She didn't even know that we had gone to the hospital or why we were there. Unsuspecting and unknowing to her, she just came, and on her arrival a nurse instantly recognized her and called the police. We were confused and didn't know what was happening. That was when the nurse narrated how our house helped infect her sister's kids with HIV and ran away when the family found out before coming to live with us. Now the question is how. When she was interrogated in the station, she confessed to infecting my family and I with the virus, and when she was asked how, she said whenever my husband and I leave the house, she would use a blade to cut her skin and make sure there is blood. Then she uses the same razor immediately to trim my kids' nails and makes sure there is a cut to ensure contact. She did it often, and for my husband and myself, she uses our toothbrush and makes sure that she leaves very little drops of blood on them. And she did that regularly. Sometimes she even left some drops of blood in our paste container to make sure she achieves her mission. And my family was not her only victim. I was confused because I knew we have never done her any bad. In fact, we treated her like family and paid her well. So we asked her why she did that to us. When she was asked, She narrated a story of how she went to live with a family as a house help, and her boss raped her. When she complained, the family threatened her and sent her out of the house. Later she discovered she had HIV, and ever since she swore to infect as many households as she could. We were placed on ARV drugs, and we are doing okay. Years later we learned that she died of the virus, because her viral loads became too high, because she wasn't taking medications all those years. My reason for sharing my story is to create awareness. Before you take in a house help, make sure you take them to the hospital to run some necessary tests, which HIV should be included. Also try to know their background, and also try to be watchful and monitor their activities so that you don't become a victim like me. HIV is real. Thank you so much for sharing your story with the world. I hope this serves as an eye-opener for someone. Please don't forget to support us by subscribing to the channel, like our video, leave your comments, and remember to turn on notifications. Thank you for watching. Bye.